Far north, closer to the North Pole than to many major cities, lies an extraordinary human settlement. This is Longyearbyen, the world's northernmost town, nestled in the remote Svalbard archipelago of Norway. It is a place of stark, breathtaking beauty where colossal glaciers meet deep blue fjords and rugged mountains pierce the sky. Life here is unlike anywhere else on Earth. The town is governed by a set of rules that seem strange to outsiders but are essential for survival in this extreme environment. These rules are a testament to the remarkable ways humans can adapt to the harshest conditions our planet has to offer. Imagine living in a place where the sun disappears for months, only to be replaced by a sun that never sets. This is the reality for the residents of Longyearbyen. They have built their lives around the dramatic cycles of nature, creating a resilient and close-knit community. The town was originally established for coal mining, a tough industry that drew hardy souls to this frozen land. Over time, it has transformed into a vibrant hub for science, research, and tourism. Yet, the challenges of the Arctic remain a constant presence, shaping every aspect of daily existence, from how people travel to the very laws they live by. The most famous of these laws is perhaps the most unusual. It is, in effect, illegal to die in Longyearbyen. This is not some strange local custom, but a practical response to the formidable power of the Arctic cold. The ground here is permanently frozen, a condition known as permafrost, which has profound implications for the circle of life and death. Alongside this, there are other unique regulations, such as a ban on giving birth in the town and a strict prohibition on keeping cats as pets. Each rule tells a story about the delicate balance between human life and the pristine wilderness that surrounds it. This town is a living experiment, a place where humanity's ingenuity is constantly tested against the forces of nature. The people who call Longyearbyen home come from all corners of the globe, drawn by the unique opportunities and the unparalleled natural spectacle. They are researchers, students, guides, and families who have chosen to embrace a life less ordinary. Their story is one of adaptation, of finding ways to thrive in a landscape that is both unforgiving and profoundly beautiful. It is a powerful reminder of the deep connection between ourselves and the planet we inhabit. In Longyearbyen, the rhythm of life is dictated not by the clock, but by the sun's extreme behavior. For 4 long months, from late October to mid-February, the town is plunged into the polar night. The sun does not rise above the horizon at all, casting the landscape in a continuous twilight or complete darkness. During this time, the stars and the magical northern lights become the main sources of illumination. Daily routines must be adjusted to this lack of natural light. People rely on strong headlamps to see their way, and community gatherings become even more important to combat the sense of isolation that the darkness can bring. Then, as the planet continues its journey around the sun, the opposite phenomenon occurs. The midnight sun arrives in late April and stays until late August. During this period, the sun never sets. It circles the sky for 24 hours a day, bathing the Arctic in perpetual daylight. This constant light can be just as disorienting as the constant darkness. Residents use blackout curtains to trick their bodies into sleeping, and life takes on a new energy. The endless days are perfect for outdoor activities, allowing people to explore the magnificent wilderness on long hikes or boat trips, making the most of the brief and precious Arctic summer. Adapting to these extreme light conditions is a fundamental part of living in Svalbard. The transition between the 2 seasons is a celebrated event. The return of the sun after the long polar night is marked by a week-long festival called Solfestuka, where the entire community comes together to welcome the first rays of sunlight. It is a moment of immense joy and relief, a symbol of renewal and hope. These cycles deeply influence the mood and energy of the town. The dark winter is a time for quiet reflection and indoor socializing, while the bright summer is a period of intense activity and exploration. This constant dance between light and dark shapes the very character of the people who live here. They develop a keen awareness of the natural world and its powerful rhythms. Children learn from a young age to navigate in the dark and to respect the sun's cycles. The experience fosters a unique sense of time, one that is more connected to the seasons than to the hands of a clock. It teaches resilience and patience, reminding everyone that even after the longest, darkest night, the light will always return, bringing with it warmth and new life. One of the most talked about aspects of Longyearbyen is its peculiar rule concerning death. While not technically illegal in a criminal sense, dying in the town is strongly discouraged, and arrangements are made to prevent it. The town does not have facilities to care for the terminally ill, who are typically flown to mainland Norway for their final days. This practical measure is rooted in a fascinating scientific reality tied to the very ground beneath the town, the permafrost. Permafrost is soil, rock or sediment that remains frozen for at least 2 consecutive years, and in Svalbard it is hundreds of meters deep. The reason for this policy became clear many years ago. Scientists discovered that bodies buried in the local cemetery, which was established in the early 20th century, were not decomposing. The extreme and constant cold of the permafrost had perfectly preserved them. This created a potential health risk. There was a concern that viruses and bacteria, long dormant within the buried bodies, could one day be released if the permafrost were to thaw due to climate change. For instance, researchers found intact traces of the virus responsible for the 1918 influenza pandemic in bodies exhumed from the cemetery, highlighting the very real danger. As a result, the town stopped accepting new burials several decades ago. The small graveyard on the hill is now a historical site, a silent reminder of this unique environmental challenge. For residents, this means that end-of-life planning is different from anywhere else. They must accept that they will likely not spend their final moments or be laid to rest in the place they call home. It is a strange and poignant reality of life in the high Arctic. The community has adapted to this, understanding it as a necessary precaution to protect public health and preserve the delicate environment. This situation perfectly illustrates the profound interplay between human society and the natural world in Longyearbyen. The very ground, frozen solid for millennia, dictates the ultimate chapter of human life. It is a powerful example of how nature sets the rules in this part of the world, and humanity must listen and adapt accordingly. The story of the frozen cemetery is not just a curious anecdote. It is a profound lesson in environmental science and a testament to the town's commitment to living in harmony with its unique and powerful surroundings, even when it involves confronting our own mortality. Longyearbyen is not only a place with restrictions on the end of life, it also has rules concerning its beginning. There is no hospital equipped for childbirth in the town. Expectant mothers must travel to the mainland, usually to Tromsø or Oslo, a few weeks before their due date to give birth. They then return with their newborn babies a short while later. This policy ensures that both mother and child have access to the full range of medical care that a modern hospital provides, something that is simply not feasible to maintain in such a remote and small community. It is another practical adaptation to the realities of Arctic life. In addition to humans, the town's animal population is also carefully managed. One of the most surprising rules for visitors is the complete ban on cats. This is not due to any dislike of our feline friends. Instead, it is a crucial measure to protect Svalbard's fragile and precious ecosystem. The archipelago is a vital breeding ground for a vast number of Arctic birds. Cats, being natural hunters, would pose a significant threat to these bird populations, many of which are ground nesting and have no natural defense against such a predator. The ban ensures that the local wildlife can thrive without interference from introduced species. The absence of cats highlights the community's deep respect for the native fauna. Life in Longyearbyen is lived in close proximity to incredible creatures like polar bears, reindeer, and Arctic foxes. Residents are taught from a young age to respect these animals and to understand their role in the ecosystem. The ban on cats is a simple yet effective way to maintain this delicate balance. It underscores the principle that in Svalbard, the preservation of the natural environment is a top priority, often taking precedence over the conveniences or desires of its human inhabitants. This commitment to preservation extends beyond the local wildlife. It is this same spirit that led to the creation of one of the most important scientific facilities on the planet, located just outside the town. This focus on protecting life, whether it be the birds nesting on the cliffs or the future of global agriculture, defines the unique character of Longyearbyen. The rules about birth and cats are not just quirks. They are threads in a larger tapestry of conservation and careful stewardship, showcasing a community that understands its role as a guardian of a very special part of the world. Deep inside a mountain near Longyearbyen lies a vault of immense global importance, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. This remarkable facility is a secure backup for the world's crop diversity. It holds millions of seeds from almost every country on Earth, stored in the natural freezer of the permafrost. The vault is designed to protect these vital genetic resources from any catastrophe, be it war, natural disaster, or disease. It is a beacon of hope, a Noah's Ark for plants, ensuring that we have the tools to feed future generations, no matter what challenges may arise. Its location here is no accident. The political stability and remote cold environment of Svalbard make it the perfect place for such a crucial mission. The community of Longyearbyen is as diverse as the seeds in the vault. People from over 50 different nations live and work together in this small town. This multicultural environment is fostered by the Svalbard Treaty, which grants citizens of signatory countries the right to reside and work here. This has created a unique social fabric where different cultures and languages mix in the world's northernmost school, supermarket, and pub. Despite their different backgrounds, the residents are united by a shared experience of living in an extreme environment. They rely on each other, forming strong bonds of friendship and cooperation that transcend nationality. Living here requires a special kind of resilience. The ever-present risk of polar bears means that anyone venturing outside the town limits must carry a rifle and know how to use it. The weather can change in an instant, and knowledge of Arctic survival skills is not just a hobby but a necessity. People learn to dress in layers, to read the signs of the weather, and to always be prepared for the unexpected. This constant state of awareness fosters a deep respect for nature and a sense of humility. It is a life that demands strength, resourcefulness, and a strong community spirit. In the end, Longyearbyen is much more than just a town with strange laws. It is a powerful symbol of human adaptability and our capacity to build thriving communities in the most challenging places on the planet. It is a place where science and nature meet, where the past is preserved in ice, and where the future of global food security is being safeguarded. The story of Longyearbyen is an inspiring tale of survival, cooperation, and foresight. It teaches us that by respecting the power of nature and working together, humanity can not only endure but also flourish, even at the very edge of the world.